Guy over there. Whoa. Shit, the red guard's both going off.
A family has escaped a fire which badly damaged their Melbourne home. Firefighters were called to the three-storey South Yarra home around 9:30 after calls about smoke coming from the roof. A couple and their young child got out safely, but the man was treated for mild smoke inhalation. The blaze caused around $500,000 in damage.
Firefighters did an excellent job to be able to contain the fire to the third floor and not let it penetrate any further into the building.
It's believed an electrical fault may have sparked the blaze.
There were clashes at the Noble Sanctuary or Temple Mount. I was actually there when Israeli police were very forcibly clearing an area outside one of the gates. They were using stun grenades and rubber bullets. According to police, those clashes began when a group of Arab teenagers were throwing rocks and firecrackers at Israeli forces, having stockpiled items inside the compound. However, Muslim eyewitnesses that were there said that hundreds of police stormed the area to make way for right-wing Israelis. So there is this tension there at the site. These kinds of clashes, not uncommon of late, and it really goes back to the tensions around the status quo of the Temple Mount or Noble Sanctuary, who can pray there and when. For his part, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is saying that the status quo of the site will persist, but there's a deep suspicion among senior members of the Muslim community that that's not the case.
Remote area firefighting specialists will be working in rugged bushland in the Blue Mountains west of Sydney over the coming days. They're trying to extinguish a blaze which destroyed a home at Katoomba over the weekend before more hot weather returns this weekend.
RFS volunteers and National Parks officers predominantly down in the valley floor. They'll be using technologies like thermal imaging cameras. We've got lots of aircraft supporting with water bombing. We're really trying to get rid of any smouldering edge.
It's believed the blaze was deliberately lit. Crews have also gained the upper hand on a fire burning at Kurri Kurri in the New South Wales Hunter region.
A family has fled their home after a backyard burn-off went horribly wrong. It happened in Waikiki. Neighbours tried to help with garden hoses. The flames caused $80,000 damage.
A family scrambles to save what they can, running back and forth before it was too unsafe. The fire quickly spread inside the roof of this house on Union Place in Waikiki. Neighbours rushed out when they heard screams. They grabbed garden hoses and tried to stop the flames, which grew up to 3 metres high. It took 3 crews half an hour to get the blaze out. The fire started in the backyard. The owners had dug a pit and were burning off rubbish. They went inside and left it, and that's when it spread. The shed was the first to go up. It then spread to the carport and into the roof. It's a restricted burning period and they didn't have a permit. The owners could face a fine of $250. Jordan Cutts, 7 News.
A rotting whale carcass that attracted sharks and one regretful thrill seeker is now causing a big problem at Scarborough Beach. Rangers struggled to move the carcass and the beach remains closed. Alexis Donkin reports.
It was the whale carcass that a young Perth man controversially clambered onto near Rottnest as sharks circled.
Oi, Harrison, there's sharks!
Mum thinks I'm an idiot, Dad's not too proud either.
Probably not the pictures Tourism WA would want to go around the world, but they have.
The start of a life-threatening stunt.
Authorities considered fining the krill seeker.
Now the rotting carcass is on Scarborough Beach, attracting up to 5 tiger sharks. Scarborough was closed to surfers and swimmers, but packed all day with people keen to get a glimpse of the whale.
Unfortunately, it's not the best way to see them.
It was 4 o'clock when the rotting whale carcass was finally on dry sand. The carcass washed up around 5:30 last night. All day, a strong and at times unbearable smell. The process of removing that whale carcass has been a difficult one. It's 12 metres long and believed to be as heavy as 6 tonnes.
The carcass will be taken to landfill and disposed of out there.
The carcass has been attracting sharks all weekend.
Alexis Donkin joins us from Scarborough Beach now. Alexis, the carcass is still there tonight.
That's right, we're told it will stay here overnight and then be taken to a northern suburbs tip sometime tomorrow. Now let's take a look at these pictures we got in just a short time ago. They show the moments before the 26-year-old Perth man controversially climbed onto the whale carcass. It shows 2 tiger sharks feeding on the carcass. It also shows a 3-metre great white circle the boat, even approach the GoPro camera. These pictures are from Luke Tomset. He was out fishing when he saw the whale carcass, which, as we've heard, is tonight here on dry sand at Scarborough, set to be taken to a tip sometime tomorrow. So
Ground control lost contact with the experimental spacecraft around 10 o'clock Pacific time. The $500 million rocket-powered craft could seat 6 passengers, but during this test flight, only 2 pilots were on board. The spaceship is carried into flight beneath an airplane, and that launch vehicle returned to the ground safely, but not the spacecraft. What went wrong is anyone's guess. The ship is 60 feet long and designed to fly 62 miles above the Earth, and the wreckage in the Mojave Desert attests to the ferocity of the explosion. A crumpled parachute could be seen on the ground, but still authorities say 1 pilot was killed and the other seriously injured. It's a far cry from the ambitious hopes Virgin Galactic founder Richard Branson expressed earlier this year.
200 of the best engineers and technicians building them. Now we're beginning the final stages of test flights in flight. By the end of this year, we will have actually gone into space.
Instead, it is another blow to the idea of privatized space travel, and it comes only days after a spectacular launch pad explosion in Virginia, a blast that involved a spacecraft once again manufactured by a private company.